Now, in my view, as an endocrinologist and geneticist, we're all going to age. And aging is not just a function of being X number of years. Our biological mechanisms go through cellular aging or cellular senescence frequently. So there's an organ or a cellular specific sort of aging pathway, and we can measure that through, say, predictive modeling and age clocks, all the way to a sort of a multi-systemic aging category. And what we're seeing today is the evolution of aging into organ-specific markers, which only tells me that this industry is going to grow towards being more personalized when it comes to defining what aging is and how we can tackle that using these big biomarkers. We at New take advantage of this evolving science by creating our own molecular and physiologic clocks, so we become more predictive in the context of aging for certain organs. And then we use comprehensive modeling clocks to give a more comprehensive risk assessment of the sort of evolution of aging throughout someone's lifespan, from sort of a wellness state to a sort of a chronic disease and aging state. And what we want to do as sort of your hedge fund manager for your health is to understand in that aging spectrum, where are you and how can we influence the trajectory of your risk for aging and development of chronic disease through big data, so then we can provide personalized intervention. We want to be that modular, agnostic platform to be able to contribute to the aging field and to be able to become a very predictive platform across the spectrum of aging. I think there's a lot of noise in this space today. It's quite a nascent industry. We're seeing good actors and bad actors. We're seeing a lot of fake claims, especially on the consumer product side. I think we're going to see a lot of good actors emerge, especially on the biotechnology, operating system side. We're going to see consumers becoming more sophisticated with their choices, requesting science-driven, evidence-backed products and services across the entire spectrum of longevity, whether it's on the consumer side or the medical grade side. I think we also have the responsibility as providers and company builders to ensure that we are ethical with our approach and that we protect consumers' interest. And on the regulator side, we also want clear guidance on how to define this evolving economy. I stick to the basics. I optimize sleep, nutrition, I work out every day, I build muscle, I take my supplements on a regular basis. I stick to the basics, including creatine, monohydrate, magnesium, mitochondrial centric supplements. So I look at the hallmarks of aging, and one of the problems with aging is mitochondrial dysfunction, mitochondria being the powerhouse of the cell. And it relies on a lot of cofactors like coenzyme Q10 and others. So I try to replenish my mitochondria with these healthy cofactors through supplementation. And I try to avoid the noise in the industry as much as possible. Also, to stay optimized, I go through my blood work check and my full body imaging through standardized protocols that are now guidelines based. For example, Abu Dhabi launched a clinical longevity standard and guidelines that I think are pretty good and can be a good sort of baseline for providers and consumers to follow. I also maintain a great network of friends. A sense of community and having positive people around you can really impact the way you live, and I'm generally optimistic, and I think we now know that people that are optimistic are more likely to live longer than people that are pessimistic. So there are a few strategies that I follow, and I think the most important thing is to stay consistent and not get bored from doing the same repetitive thing over and over again, like going to the gym. And you know, like we sleep every day, we eat every day, we go to the bathroom every day. Well, why can't we go to the gym every day and do other healthy habits that will have a compounded effect on how we live long term? I'm a fan of Peter Attia and Outlive. I think that there's a lot of important fundamental knowledge in the book, especially pertaining to physiology. I would also follow, the top scientists that are writing about this field. I would caution the consumer from reading very superficial articles about the industry. I would dig deeper about a particular product through sort of various evidence-based channels and publications. And I would also question a lot of the published studies that are out there today, because a lot of studies are flawed in their methodology and output, including results. So it's a spectrum, right? And at the end of the day, we as providers need to ensure that consumers are protected and that consumers have a choice. And at the end of the day, we want to provide consumers with the opportunity to choose what works best for them, independent of whether it's a true effect or a placebo effect, right? Because placebo is equally strong. And I know that a lot of the fake claims in the industry, including in the supplement field, can lead to a placebo effect. But a placebo effect will lead to perhaps a change in behavior towards a positive outcome. And it will help convert people from sort of the traditional industry into the wellness and longevity industry. And once they go through that conversion, they may get exposed to more healthy habits that will then also have a major impact on their overall health span and potentially longevity. So I'm very pro giving consumers options and an opportunity to try, as long as we do no harm.